our attention turns to the postseason of high school football. The regular season doesn't matter anymore as each Indiana team starts their journey to a state title tonight. It is win or go home from here on out. So what better way to start off our first playoff locker room of the season than with our Friday face-off? We've got the Cherubusco Eagles hosting the Tigers from Bluffton, a brutal first-round matchup for both teams as the NECC champs or ACAC runners-up will end their year tonight. In the second half, Busco deploys the double handoff and gets Cameron Lattimore down to the 1-yard line. Eagles want the touchdown. The officials say it's short, but Grant Sievers is right there and able to punch it in on that next play. Busco takes the 22 to 19 point lead just before halftime. They go into the break with that score. This contest had 5 lead changes just in the first half alone. Then in the second, this is a 4th down play. Bluffton firing right out of the gate. Axton Best to Aaron Streveler. That touchdown gives the Tigers the lead once again. Lead would change hands again and again before Bluffton uses a 2-point conversion with under 2 minutes to go to end Busco's winning streak and season. It's Bluffton on to round 2 in a thriller. Now an even tougher challenge lies ahead for the Tigers, though. A rematch with their only loss to Adams Central. That is, if the Jets can get past Central Noble, of course, but from the get-go, it was pretty clear that they would. Jets up big when Thomas Laughlin gets that big grain on the ground, sets up AC inside Central Noble territory. And a few plays later, Jamison Roach to Ashton Yergler. That one is going to be 6 points. The Jets put up 70 points in just the first half alone. That's where the final total would end as AC puts Central Noble down tonight, and they host Bluffton for that rematch. Now on the other side of that sectional, we've got Manchester hosting Prairie Heights and Whitco hosting Eastside. Squires and Blazers come out victorious, meaning that they will match up with each other, and then either Bluffton or Adams Central after that. And over in sectional 36, Wabash's season comes to a close with the loss to Tipton. Northeast Indiana will have one team and one team only entering the regional round in Class 2A. Now to Class 4A for our next big-time matchup of the week. We've got Leo taking on the suffocating Saints defense of Bishop Dwenger. 5 minutes to go in the first. Titus Stoller looks to throw, fakes out the camera and fakes out the defense, keeps the ball, runs for 25 yards on that play. That is good for a big first down. That drive stalls deep in Dwenger territory, though. Leo attempts the field goal, but that is knocked down by Christian Linsenberg. Blocking the kick, Dwenger gets the ball at the 27. Now into the second quarter, Leo has possession on their own 19. Stoller in the pocket, throws it to Luke Tackwell, but Dwenger picks it off and goes out at that Leo 19. Shortly after, Henry Jordan is going to hand the ball off to Houston Ellinger, who is going to take it and run through the Leo defense. 19 yards for the touchdown. Dwenger is first on the board with the PAT. A little bit later, Dwenger stalls in the Leo 38, but Lucas Wynn snipes a 50-yard field goal straight through the uprights. He has been electric all year with that leg. Dwenger is up 10-0. The defense then proves too stout for the Lions. That's all they need. They go on to win this one 31-7. So awaiting them in round 2. It's the winner of an all-NE8 matchup between Columbia City and DeKalb. Wasting no time, second play of the game, Eli McCormick looking to connect with tight end Bo Meinhardt, but instead finds Tanner Ellis, who runs it all the way in. That's a pick 6. Then it's a tale of turnovers tonight as the Eagles try to push their lead, but Trace Parrish can't hang on to this ball. The Barons dive on it and recover. DeKalb trying to get on the board. Now going to take a shot into the end zone, but picked off again, this time by Ian Berry. Back and forth we go on turnovers. This time, though, Parrish hangs on to it, makes his way into the end zone. Columbia City takes the lead and would win this low-scoring rematch. The Eagles move on. On the other side of the sectional, we've got the reigning Class 4A runners-up in East Noble breezing past New Haven, and then an SAC rematch between Southside and Wayne. The Archers grab a 3rd win on the year, 2nd over the Generals, and now face East Noble next. Checking up on our other Class 4A teams, Northridge puts an end to Wawasee's season in Sectional 18, and Huntington North carries the lead into the 4th quarter, but can't hold on. Logansport ends up handing the Vikings the season-ending loss. Moving on to Class 3A now. West Noble looks to get their postseason journey rolling against Concordia Lutheran, and, well, it didn't take long for the points to pile up in this one. Trey Schisler with the QB power gets the Chargers on the board for 6 right out of the gates. Then after a Concordia interception, West Noble tosses the ball to Zamir Barnes-Bridges. and he cuts his way through traffic, fends off a defender with a stiff arm, and cruises into the end zone. It's a one-play drive for the Chargers, resulting in another score. West Nova would take a 21-point lead at the end of the first quarter, and they go on to roll to a 42-point shutout victory. Next to them in the draw, it's Tippecanoe Valley facing Angola. We start this one off in the third quarter. Angola's up 14, but not for long. It is Wee Parker taking it to the house, getting the Vikings on the board. The extra point would be blocked, but still cutting into that lead. It is now 14-6. But Angola marching right back down the field after a long drive. Paul Castleman breaks the plane. Angola gets their 2-score lead right back. Then a big momentum moment happening here as Tippy Valley thinks that they score the go-ahead touchdown across the line, but that penalty is going to push them back. Now on fourth down, the Vikings try and pitch it outside, and the Hornets swarm to make the stop, keeping the momentum, and that is all she wrote in this one. Angola moves on and ends the Vikings season 21-6. Sticking in sectional 26 now, Garrett and Fairfield needed overtime when they played earlier this year, but this time the Railroaders get the win, 7-zip, low-scoring one there, and then a match between Woodland and Lakeland. Lakeland picks up the victory, their first postseason win since 2017. These two winners draw each other in the next round. Elsewhere in Class 3A, Bishop Lures is looking to make another run to the state title game. Has to get through Delta first. To the screen we go. Lures getting the scoring started with his deep throw and catch. That's Thomas Reichert to Noah Nevens to put the Knights on the board first. Then Lures gets the run game going. Braden Migrant punches this one through, extends the lead to 17-0. Then another quick punch, this time from TJ Epperson, extends the lead even further. Lures picks up the big win and is on to round 2. Same sectional now, it's Jay County looking to extend the season against Belmont and Decatur. First quarter, and the Braves come out looking sharp, actually. Jason Likens rumbles forward for 19 yards. They're inside the 25-yard looking for their first win of the season. Very next play, though, this time, Corbin Omler on the keeper, and he is stuffed. Nicholas Laux rips that ball loose, and Jay County recovers. They then hit their stride on both sides of the defense and offense, pull away, 35-point shutout win for the Patriots. As for the rest of the section, Jay County faces Mississinawa next, who made it past Oak Hill this evening, and then Heritage faced off with Norwell for a right to play Lures. It's the Knights picking up just their second win of the season. Perfect timing for them. Now to Class 1A, South Adams hosts Madison Grant in first-round action. This one high scoring at halftime. Second half now, fourth down for South Adams. That pass picked off by the Argyles. Penalty does negate the return, but still Madison Grant ball here. Now on that ensuing drive, Madison Grant is driving, but a huge hit. Zayden Balmer, that ball comes loose, and the Starfires have it. They're still maintaining that slim lead. So into the fourth quarter we go. South Adams ball. Titus Lehman recovers the drop snap and finds Wesley Somerset, who walks in for 6. Starfires take a 39-28 lead. Then later on, Will Patterson finds an insurance score. South Adams wins this one tonight, and the Starfires face Tri in the sectional semifinals. In a separate sectional now, Northfield hosts North Miami, and it's North Miami taking the win. Southwood awaits them in round 2 after drawing a bye this week. And on the other side of sectional 43, Blackhawk Christian visits Fremont in the Braves' second ever sectional in their program history. This one a defensive slugfest early, as shown by that third down stop by Fremont. Then later in the second quarter, still no score, but Blackhawks drive going to be stopped right here, tripped up. Later on now, second quarter, still goose eggs, and the scoreboard, that looks like that's where it's going to stay for a while. Fremont finally breaks through the QB keeper from Jarrett Laughlin. He takes it all the way, only to be called back on a hold. This one still going back and forth, 0-0 for a while, but in the end, we finally start getting some scoring from Fremont. They score a lot in the second half, 48-10. The Eagles advance. They will host the winner of this game right here. Southern Wells taking on Triton, and some positives for Southern Wells to end their season. Late in the first half, it's Trey Slusher to Joshua Allback, getting them on the scoreboard. They still have a deficit, but they are getting something going. Then they're going to connect again. Allback this time breaking through some tackles to punch his way into the end zone. Triton would still roll, though. Defense not enough to hold them in, 60-28. But Southern Wells have some momentum after last season building into this year. So the state's classes 6A and 5A, well, they've each got bye weeks. That's why we're not touching on them So far tonight, no eliminations from our region's largest schools, but we can still take a look at their paths to a sectional title. Carroll will make the trip out to Elkhart to start their run next week. The winner will face either Snyder or Northrop as the two play each other. The last time, those two share a home turf. Then Homestead finds themselves in a separate grouping, lined up to face Hamilton Southeastern next week, with either Fishers and Noblesville awaiting. And in 5A, our attention turns to Sectional 11. That's where the defending runners-up Warsaw take on a Concord team which beat them handily earlier in the season. Winner of that game gets either Northside or Goshen. The Legends will be looking for their first sectional title since the year 1990. With that, it's time to take one more look back at our play of the night. And for this one, we're back at South Adams with the Wesley Somerset grab, using all of his height right here to make this snag. Picks that ball out of the air, walks into the end zone. The junior receiver, take another look as he leaps up, stretches over his defender, comes back down, and is untouched the rest of the way. The Star fires on to round 2 after beating Madison Grant tonight.